Hello and welcome to another episode of Die Rollin. I'm joined here by my colleague William. Now we're here as a special kind of edition today because we're here to talk about something that you may have experienced or you may know of.
We saw a UFO.
Thanks for watching. This has been we're here today to play the game Ufo Wave. This is a fun card game for 1 to 6 players where you are a UFO inhabitant. You're an alien and you're basically trying to get the most ET points. I mean, I don't think there's much more to explain than that, really.
No, just being like little aliens, just trying to just do a general abduction or retrieval or whatever.
Recon harvesting. But you got to watch out for this Men in Black.
Yeah.
So let's get this table and take a look at Ufo Wave. Well, here we are. So we are here set up for a game of Ufo Wave. And the general idea of this game is we are playing aliens from a intergalactic galaxy slash species.
I just live in the shadows.
So yeah, we've got some shadow beings over here played by Will, which really kind of, I mean, that really just encompasses everything about you, right? You're just stabbing people in the back. And
I live. It's like where I live. I just live in the shadows.
Perfect.
I am the true emphasis of a shadow being. If people are watching, feel free. I'm just a shadow being.
I mean, yeah, that's probably the nicest thing anyone's ever said about you. And I'm going to be playing the Greys because they're classic, they're fun, and they're probably real. So
yeah, probably are.
There's that. So in this game, we are basically trying to score the most ET points as possible. And we're going to do that by taking various different cards from the scan, which are down here. We'll also be using plan cards from our hands to try to interrupt and affect the scan and each other's, each other's kind of like hands and stuff. And whoever has the most ET points at the end of the game wins. Yeah. Unfortunately, there are humans who are watching us, and we can also send those humans against each other. And we played around with this already, and it was pretty brutal at points.
Yes.
And I imagine Will's trying to get his revenge this time around.
Yeah.
Do we start off with some of these
We
cards?
start with 5 of those cards each.
5 each.
It's a good amount of cards.
Here we go. Let's go for it.
Amazing.
Okay, cool. So we'll explain it as we go through what's happening, but let's just reveal the scan. Oh, well shuffled, Will.
I shuffled this as best as I could.
You shuffled it amazingly. Okay, so this is good because we can kind of explain what's going on here. So these things here, they have a pointer in the top right hand corner. That is their ET points. That's how much score you'll get at the end of the game if you have these. The characters that are all in black here are human characters. These are negative characters, apart from the believers who give you a bonus, right?
Yes,
they let you
they
draw,
help you out.
Figure out what's going on there. So if we interact, what we're going to be doing, we'll be drawing a card from here, then playing as many of these cards as we like on our turn, with the other player able to counteract that if they've got the missing time card. And then we get to either pick one of these things off of here and take it for ourselves. If we pick up an activity which is next to a human, we have to take the human with that. And the humans, like I say, aren't always especially good. Men in Black, for instance, you lose 4 points if you have them at the end of the game. The Sky Watchers reduce your hand limit by 2, which it starts off as 6. And the player with the most military at the end of the game loses 6 ET points. So they're not especially good. You don't really want to get them. These cards will help us get rid of these guys or send them against each other. Yeah. So you can either take an activity into your hand, into your little kind of tableau, or you can actually take one of these guys and lead it to your enemy. That's pretty much it. And energy cards turn up as well, and we'll explain them as they come in. So to begin with, the first player is a person who last saw a UFO, and it was me because
you're cheating with this UFO.
I saw the UFO in here, so
there you go.
There we go. Right, perfect. So I get to start with a bunch of things. And I'm worried about playing these cards to begin with because I'm worried Will is going to be straight away just blocking everything I do. It's worth noting that his shadow being, he's going to get 2 extra points for each of the grey cards, which are the retrieval cards. They'll be coming out at some point. Whereas my guys, the greys, we get 2 points for every abduction card and their blue card. So every abduction we have in our tablet at the end of the game, we get 2 extra points. Will's got a special power as well, whereby all of these cards have a basic and an advanced power. And for the shadow beings, they get to use their their advanced power on
Yeah.
missing time cards, which help counteract.
Yeah.
Whereas if I wanted to use an advanced one, I would have to use a craft and a power to get that thing there. My guys are pretty good at paralysis, which is not very fun. So I'm going to start off with a paralysis on Will. So my opponent of your choice cannot use plan cards on their next turn. So Will is paralysed. So none of these cards are any good to him.
Yeah, so I'm just going to draw a card.
But you're not doing anything because it's my turn. So I'm going to start off by grabbing a recon.
Oh, I should have grabbed the crop circle. That would have been a good card to get.
Okay, so we have an energy command. Now, energy, if you claim a card that is next to it, or just interact with a card that's next to it, you get this as well. And they're generally okay. If you get orange or kind of red ones, they're not good.
They're pretty bad. So I'm going to draw a card.
A useless card?
That I cannot use, which would have been useful actually this round.
Perfect.
And I can't use any of these, so I've just got to choose something. I could just take the energy.
You could.
And just be like, and then just draw a plan card. But I think I'll then be over my max limit.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to take that, and then I'm not paralysed anymore. Not for too long. And then I'm just going to take a plan card.
Okay, and draw a card for the scan.
I'm going to draw a scan.
Oh, for 5 minutes.
I think you should take the crop circle.
Right? Okay.
Let me discard one of these cards in the meantime whilst you do your turn.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to activate stealth mode. Using my cigar spaceship. Humans on the scan cannot see or be led to you until your next turn.
Get the crop circle.
So I'm going to grab this crop circle.
You did it.
And replace that with a retrieval. Now these are the type that Will's looking for.
Yeah.
Will, your turn.
Okay. I could start by well, there's only going to be one. Actually, I did that. I'm going to also. Guess what I'm going to do. I feel like I'm copying you today with stealth mode. Humans on the scan cannot see me.
Okay.
You letting that go through, yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to take this retrieval
Nicely
card.
done, Will. I bet you're very happy about
I'm very happy.
jeez.
Well, someone's going to...
Well, this is awful because I can't actually lead anything to you now.
You get the landing card. Looks pretty nice.
Oh, do you know, I'm just going to have to do this. I'm just going to take it for the team.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to grab that landing card, but I'm going to use the one human on the scan cannot see you until end of turn. So I'm going to put on the Sky Watchers, and then grab these two guys.
Yeah.
It's worth noting you go from left to right on this, and all the good cards are going to be coming out now. Man alive! Will has shuffled in such a way that all the bad cards are with each other.
I shuffled it really well.
You perfectly. Draw your
I
card.
shuffled it perfectly back into order.
It's in alphabetical order and everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just going to play Dimensional Power just to discard and redraw a scan card of my choice.
Okay.
So this pesky
Man in Black
card. Just
Agent J's no more. Destructive Force comes out. So when you claim or interact with an adjacent card, then discard a plan card.
Well, I'm going to just play a shapeshifter and a cigar.
Okay.
I'm just going to make some Sky Watchers come and see you. I think that's right, isn't it?
No.
Can I? I thought I used
No.
it to discard
You can discard a human that's watching you.
Oh, okay. Because it's 2 for that, isn't it? humans watching me. Okay, that's fine. Never mind. I will just take. I'm just going to have to take one, aren't I?
Yeah.
Just take this. These skywatchers will just be obliterated. I'm going to have to take the recon to get the points, but then that means I get the military, and I get this destructive card, which then means I lose. Like, I'm just going to use that one.
Okay, that works out well for me. Let's see who we've got coming out. More believers, believers are good. Crop circle. This is more like it. Obviously, after our last game, the government got wary, and that's why
they understood that we're a threat to society.
Exactly. Okay. Okay, I'm going to look at the top 3 cards, scan cards, and rearrange them in any order.
You can do that.
Okay. And then I'm going to terrorize Will by just grabbing one of his cards at random. Ooh, that's good. And then I'm going to grab the crop circle.
Believers.
The believers are good because you basically get to draw 2 cards at the start of your turn and keep one of them. Oh, we have an event. Brainstorm. Each player may discard and redraw plan cards, which is great.
No, I'm not going to do that. Oh. And then that goes.
Yep, we get a new card come in.
We get a new card come in. Ooh.
Constructive energy.
Nice. So I'm going to draw a card.
Okay.
First of all. I'm then going to play shapeshifters to get rid of the military. Goodbye, military. And then I'm going to just claim the constructive powers that will be.
Okay.
The believers.
Excellent. Okay, so we both have the most amount of these, so we both get to draw 2 cards and keep one of them.
For now.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So I'm going to use paralysis on you, so you can't use plan cards, which works out well for me.
Not for me, though. It would have been useful to use some plan cards.
I'm going to have to grab this.
Some sky watches, but some more believers. Now I can't do that. I'm just relying on whatever I draw. There's an abduction, though.
And a retrieval worth 5 points.
Well, I'm going to take this card, whatever it may be. Well, it's useful, but not useful because I can't. I can't use it. So I'm just going to take a retrieval card.
You retrieved it. That sounds like a good plan, sir. Okay, so I get to draw 2, keep one. My hand is 4 now.
Yeah. You could get an abduction though. You get some points.
I could do. Alright, so I'm going to use advanced mind control to switch a human that's watching me with one that's watching an opponent. So I'm going to grab your believers.
Yeah.
A man in black is now watching you. I'm then going to direct a man in black towards you, and I grab this.
Dang.
An event. All players must reveal their hand to their opponent. I've got 2 missing times to cigar, your paralysis, and a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Okay, draw a card. You quick on those events?
Yes, I'm quick on those events. Making sure all the abductions though. I'm going to draw a card.
Yep.
I'm going to use this to get rid of the men in black.
Yep.
I'm then going to, as my turn, direct sky watching to you.
Okay.
So you can only have 2.
That sucks. Okay, well I'll have to use these on you then, won't I?
Maybe. Because you have to discard down. I think.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to use advanced mind control to. I'll take that man in black because I want to have at least 4. And then I'm going to get myself a lovely abduction.
Why take the minute? Oh, because you want to take the 4 points, but you want some happiness. Okay. So I'm going to draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to claim a card from you at random. I'm going to terrorize you for some
No, you're
cards.
Counted it. We're missing time.
Dang. And then I'm just going to claim. Oh, it could be. I'm going to either claim it. I'm going to redirect the military at you.
Okay.
And then bring back another card for you.
Amazing. This guy, honestly.
I'm just pointing all the humans your way. They're just you just need to know about these greylings.
That's fair enough. I'm going to grab this retrieval.
That's fair.
Draw a card.
I'm going to do some warping of reality. Swap 2 adjacent cards.
Okay. Nice.
And then I'm going to claim
The retrieval.
which also then gets me the constructive.
You get to draw a plan card.
So we get to draw another plan card.
Nice.
We get to fill in the blanks. The harvest. Look at that. Another harvest.
Docile sheep. Okay, cool. So I'm going to use this to get rid of the military.
Okay.
My shape-shifting spaceship. And I'm going to grab an abduction. Positive energy. We kind of need that right about now, don't we?
Yeah, we do need that. I'm going to draw a card. I'm just going to do some more warping of reality.
I'm going to stop that. There's some missing time.
Dang. Fine, then I'm taking this. I'm taking a landing and some positive energy.
Taking it. Okay. It's hard to figure out what you want to get, really, to be fair.
Like, make sure, do you want this card? Do you want to try and
Your turn, well?
Okay, I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to make you discard one of your claimed cards at random.
Son of a gun. Should I just take one out?
Yeah, just take whatever the top one is. Cool.
Crop circle be gone.
And then I'm just going to say, oi, military.
You son of a glitch. This guy, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I draw a card. Draw 2 cards, sorry, because I'm not believers. I'm going to get rid of...
Choose one to get rid of.
That. I'm going to grab abduction. Your turn. Draw a card.
Draw a card. I'll take it away. I'm then going to just claim a harvest. When will there be a harvest?
Crop circle.
What is it with all these 5s?
I'm going to do this to claim a chosen opponent's plan card at random.
One of these
Plan
cards.
cards.
Oh, plan cards.
Oh. Can use paralysis on you. You can't use plan cards. I'm going to then grab a crop circle because that's the highest points on the board.
Oh, so many high points there.
Well, because we started off terribly, that's why.
Yeah.
Draw a card.
Harvest. I'm going to claim the harvest.
Well, what am I going to claim?
The landing. Could claim an abduction. If you really want, I think you should claim
I'm going to use a protective aura, which means you can't activate that landing.
Okay.
Then I'm going to lead these guys to you, which means your hand limit is now 2.
Okay, that's fine.
It's your turn.
Well, I can draw a plan card, but I can't keep.
You got to discard at the end of your turn, yeah.
At the end of the turn, okay, so that's fine. That's fine. So I'm going to because I'm going to just super paralyze you, so you can't use any
Super paralyzed.
So you can't use any plan cards.
Well done. Paralyze the greys.
Paralyze the greys, and then I'm going to well, just take the recon since I can't take the landing.
No. A protective aura, which is going to bite me in the bum.
Yeah.
Okay, so protective aura is gone. I draw 2 cards and keep 1. Protective aura on this. I can't use any cards, sorry.
You can't.
I'm going to grab that then, because it's too good not to. So just -1 point for that. Well, the energy coming out of the end, Will, you shot with this poorly. Oh, and I have to discard down.
Okay. So I'm going to draw a card. And I'm going to switch a human that's watching me with one of my opponents. So you can have some Sky Watchers and I'll have some Believers.
Okay. Fair enough. Kind of screws me over for next turn, but...
and then I'm going to take this crop circle right in the middle. Please be another destructive card.
It's a positive one. Okay, cool. So I'm drawing 2 of these. Okay. Ugh. Wish I had some things here, but okay, we'll keep that there then. Right. I'm going to put a protective aura around this harvest. I'm going to use Terrorize on you to claim a random plan card off of you. You don't have any?
No.
That's fine. I'm going to switch position of 2 adjacent cards on the scan. And then I'm going to grab this abduction.
Nice. So it sort of goes in there and then fill the gap like that.
Okay, your turn. Draw a plan. Then do a scan.
Well, this is the card I wanted long ago, but not really what I want. Well, either way, we're both taking a hit. I'm just going to take the recon.
Woof. Woof.
I'm then going to explode. I'm going to lose my hot spot, which would have been useful earlier, and then take some negative energy because it triggered the card next to it.
Yeah.
It's not got its aura anymore.
You
can harvest now. Or you could explode. You could take just a destructive card. That is always an option.
Yeah, I have to. So harvest. This blows up. I discard one of these guys.
Yeah, and then you get some negative energy.
I don't, because it was next to it.
Oh, so
that's
then I don't
the
get
other
that. So then I don't get that one. But then
You did, because it was next to it.
it was there, but then I had destructive next to recon.
Oh, then yeah.
But then I'll still get both of them because they're now both next.
No, the energy is the end of the game now. There's no humans or activities left, so the energy is just dissipates.
So I don't have it. So
right, you've definitely won this because I'm minus 10 points with my Men in Black and military.
Are you sure? You got a lot of high scoring cards though, and I've got quite a lot of zeros.
Okay, so count up these guys, then count up your
Yeah.
other stuff, and any bonuses you get for your characters. So just keep your grades in a separate file.
That's what I'm doing. I'm doing like I'm moving all my zeros.
Gonna get rid of that. These guys are counteracted by them.
We have. That's 16, 26, 36, 39.
41 plus. What did I say? 41. 43, 45, 47, 49. Because these guys have already taken away my 10 points over there.
Wow. You got all the big high scores, that's why.
Got the big high scores.
I got like 5 zeros.
And that is a game of UFO Wave.
Ah.
So, we've just played a game of
UFO Wave!
And who won, Will?
It wasn't me, it was you.
Well, you know, you won the last game we played, so I
Yeah.
kind of feel like even Stevens at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, I won this game twice. UFO Wave. Will, top of your head, thoughts on this game?
I think it was simple, easy to learn. You get to play it pretty quickly. The more players, obviously, the quicker the game's going to be. Because there's obviously a same set of number of cards. But the fact that it's just so quick and easy to learn and play and just rapid fire, playing cards out, trying to figure out which card you should be taking or sending over to your opponent, just ends up with that thrill or very gotcha factor to the game.
Yes. This is a fun card game you can just hammer out, get some friends together, play it at work when you're allowed to play board games at work again, and just have good fun.
Yeah.
Screwing each other over.
Yeah.
This is a game where you feel hard done by, but there's normally ways out of the situation, right?
It's not like you're massively hard done by, because everyone is getting you at the same all the time. So it's if you were playing with more people, I know it's just something. Everyone's just getting you in whatever way possible, like either stopping you from getting a particular card or making you forced to pick then a card that has all the humans at, so that you have to hold on to the humans and then try and get rid of them. And then, but it's like you got to try and you can deviate it up by other cards and means by switching cards around, but still it's still like that. Everyone is trying to target you with humans and force you to have these negative factors so that they can get you, so you end up with the most points and the less deficit. However, I tried to go with the most deficit possible to Adam, but it ended up going against me, and I ended up getting nothing for it. So,
I think there is a lot of luck of the draw in this game when you come around to getting those scan cards, and if Will shuffled the deck, had all the humans out to the beginning and energy at the end. But yeah, I think this is definitely a gotcha game. But this is one where you'd never feel too hard done by, because like you say, everything's out to get you. Yeah. Not only are the other players at the table trying to work against you and reduce your score by physically leading these human characters. The human characters themselves are on the board as well, and if you pick the wrong card, then they're going to be following you.
This is definitely kind of the gotcha game, which doesn't feel like a gotcha game, in the fact that everyone is doing is out to get you, and everyone's charging at you, and you're trying to do your own little thing. It's sort of like everyone's doing the same in the same boat, so you're never going to feel hard done by when someone outright goes after you. And if you have that sort of mentality going into it, it's sort of just it's just going to be just a quick fun party game to bring out. Definitely.
This is one, if you see it at a board game cafe, I definitely get this out as a starter game, just get you guys all warmed up. So let's talk about the components. So this is a prototype copy we've got. The rulebook was pretty cool.
Like a little top secret file.
Yeah, and it's all in the first person from Bob the Alien as well.
Oh, yeah.
So the artwork's really nice in this.
I like the cartoon theme of it all, and like the overall design of the cards themselves are just like they give you that feel of what the action is that they're describing. Like you're fearing them, or you're wanting to sneak around, and it's just like this silly, fun feel. But the cards themselves sort of give you that feel of it's a silly, fun game that's quick to play and easy to learn, and just like it's not one that you should take super seriously when something does go wrong and get you. But it makes you, by looking at the cards, it just makes you feel like it's going to be a nice, fun cartoon style of game you're playing. Of like imagining all the UFOs coming around and you actually taking over the world.
It's lovely, isn't it? Like the actual artwork in this is really really fun and cartoony, and it's not taking itself too seriously, which is good. So yeah, component wise, and it all fits in it's a decent sized box as well. Like it's like less than a lunch box.
It's like a pocket. It's a pocket.
Basically a deep pocket game, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like component wise, it's a card game. The cards are a decent stock.
Yeah.
It's you can shuffle them. I mean,
they're not gonna bend easily. You could probably put them in some sleeves and they'll probably be all right.
Yeah, I imagine you could get a lot of wear and tear out of that. To be fair, like
you probably wouldn't get them in the box with sleeves.
Yes, not with sleeves, but
yeah, with what they've got on them, of how durable they are, they'll probably be all right for like if you're playing with kids or other people. It was sort of quite durable.
This is one you definitely could play with kids as well, because it's like there's not much strategy in there, in the sense that like they could. It's not strategy. It's quite easy to pick up. So I think you could definitely teach it to the kids.
Sort of say, use the green ability with this or the red ability with this, and then you can follow out the rules of what happens to the cards and explain it through with them if they're struggling, or if they're able to pick it up. They should be able to pick it up quite easily. It's only a couple of rules.
Yeah, 8+ on this, I think. Which I think you could get a younger. To be fair, like my youngest definitely could pick this game up. And to be fair, I think this is a fun theme for children as well.
Definitely.
Because like being aliens and like abducting cattle,
especially with like the pictures on it, they're very silly and light-hearted. So
very good. But at the same time, like I was saying when we were playing this, I was saying I've not really played a game with the same theme. I've got a game called Conquest Invasion of Earth or something like that by a company, I can't remember their name now, Flying Frog Productions, and that's like a 1950s B-movie style board game and stuff, but that's quite deep and heavy, whereas this is like a nice light card game you could get out, and it's a good filler game. It's like if you're at a board game cafe, like I say, it'd be a good game to get out and just warm you up before you like play some of the heavier games you want to play with. So gameplay wise, what did you think to it?
I liked the style, the simple strategic style of it, and the fact that you've got your layout of your cards that you can see of what events are happening in the world. You can see where like particular humans have gathered, or you've got the military have set up a camp and you've got to try and avoid them. And then you get your particular missions and activities that you're meant to do with like, I'm wanting to take this cow, or I'm wanting to go and retrieve this information from somewhere. And you get to pick the cards based on your character as well. That also dictates how you're sort of picking these cards out. And it adds a lot of depth and strategy into like sort of, I want this card, but it's simple enough, but also got that a little bit of complexity in sort of figuring out which card would be the best to set up as like either to shield or take, so that another card may come in that be more destructive and painful for someone else coming in, and it might be like you're trying to set up, you're thinking the next turn of like, are they going to get a better card than you for the draw, which is all where this luck factor comes in, but it ends up being a bit of fun just hoping that it's like that.
I think you explained it really well. And the main thing is it's just fun. Like it's not something you're going to lose sleep over thinking, oh man, why didn't I play that card? It's like, it's not super simple. There is some strategy in there. You have to like weigh up what's in your hand and what's on the board, and the positioning of where those cards are in relation to other cards are on there. I like the fact that there's player interaction in the sense that you can just like, oh look, there's a card on the board that will score -4 points. Well, I'll give that to him. So even when there's like a ton of stuff on the board and maybe you don't want to pick them up, like you can still interact with other players and mess their kind of plans up. And like you say, the different species having different like objectives and stuff and powers. That was really fun, and it was quite easy to learn and easy to teach. So as long as we didn't play anything wrong when we were playing that, it seemed easy to teach and play.
Definitely.
So
another good thing I noticed about the game is that it's got like also those different play modes in the back of the book. In the fact that if you didn't want to play with aliens, you don't have to play with the aliens. You can just all be the same and just be like, here, just all the cards are the same thing and same negatives and the same positives. So it makes it a bit more less gotcha. So it might be an alien that you've got has got a card that can just use this paralyze over and over again for free. That just stops you playing anything. That may be a card you want to play in the following turn. It can stop that kind of thing. And
so
if people feel that bit's kind of like too much, then you've got that way of making it a bit more fair play between everyone. And also a fun solo mode, which is a bit of a challenge, I think, but because it's like trying to get as much points of the structure as possible. It's got like a lovely scoring system at the back. So
exactly. So we see how well you are at abducting people and stuff like that. There's not much bad you can say about this game. Really, it's very fun. Like for what it is, like it's not the most deep game, but like when you're looking at to find a game that you want to play that is fun, then I've got quite a few card games like this that I'd love to play. And like I say, this is just quite a unique theme. So is this a play, buy, or a avoid from you, Will?
Definitely a play for a lovely day at a party, or just sometimes just enjoying it at someone's house, just bringing it out and it's just something that's a good alternative to play at a board game cafe, or go and play at with a friend, especially knowing that you've got a copy. It would definitely be a play. But also the fact that you can then, it's just an alternative to something like that anyone could sort of pick up, compared to, like, say, if I was comparing it to like Cards Against Humanity or other cards games that people would bring typically at a party. This is like something that I'd probably play a bit more than that, and it would be a bit more fun to play, pick out and give it a go.
I think for me this is definitely a buy for me, from the sense that this is a game that you could. I went away with my partner recently, and it was very much like, we're going to go out for have some dinner and then go to sit in the bar afterwards, and then we were like, let's play a game or something. And luckily I had a few like small games that I could get out and we could play. And Ufo Wave would be perfect for that, because it's one of those games you could get out at a bar, like just sitting with your partner and play that. It's one you could play with your kids. My kids are going to absolutely devour this, I imagine. And I think for me it's just because I haven't really played any similar games in that kind of theme, I think. I quite like UFO kind of theme stuff. And I also think like it reminded me a bit of Exploding Kittens. Like it's very different from Exploding Kittens, but it's that kind of game where there's like a lot of take that in there. You can play it in relatively quick time.
You get that. It's like a lot of take that, a lot of strategy of trying not to draw with the next card, or like put the particular on which card to take. And it's the same sort of like thinking pattern as probably that game, because you're thinking of the next turn, not the turn that you're currently
exactly on. You've got to plan ahead. So overall I think it's all positive stuff from us really for UFO Wave. So this game is coming to Kickstarter in not too distant future. So make sure that you're watching the skies and also Kickstarter for when it comes out. And we'll obviously update this this video for the link as soon as it does become available. So do the socials.
Sure. So you can catch us all on YouTube, which you're on right now, Instagram, it's Twitter, but we're on Facebook though. We tried TikTok that one time, but we never talk about that. We sometimes may try Twitch, because we're on pretty much everything now, somewhat, kind of. And make sure to hit that like button, leave us a comment to tell us if we played any of the rules wrong, which we know we probably have, and also ding that bell for any future videos we have. And most importantly, make sure you stay safe and keep rolling.